From the baddest man on the planet to the worst fighter in boxing. Oh yeah, this conversation was eventually gonna come. It was eventually gonna come, and this is the best time to have it. See, I like to double back, because when you say things or you talk about Deontay Wilder or this, just remember, you always a hater. But eventually, as time goes on, just like everything else, you know what I'm saying, you eventually have to face what people were talking about back then that you are now witnessing now. Deontay Wilder's career is a result of arrogance and ignorance. Why? Because let's think about that 150, 125 million now that he called peanuts back in the day. You know? Think about it now. I bet he could use that money right about now. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely a lot easier than trying to recoup that money, you know what I'm saying, the back way, by fighting people like Parker and Zhang and stuff like that, and getting rocked and knocked out and stuff like that. You had a one-stop shop with Anthony Joshua. But no, you wanted to go this route. You wanted to say this. You wanted to say Tyson Fury, this, that, and the third. And depending on how long you've been with this channel, does anybody remember me saying this to Deontay Wilder? If Deontay Wilder is not careful, Tyson Fury is going to hustle him out of his position. And sure enough, as the sky is blue, that's exactly what happened. He came in, he hustled. I got to give it to Tyson Fury, bro. Tyson Fury came up off the couch. He was looking, he was like, you know what? I can get in on this. Tyson Fury straight cut lines. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you standing in line for something. Tyson came in and straight cut line. He cut the line. Deontay Wilder was right there at the front end of the line. He cut right in front of him and took his position. But this also goes to show, if it wasn't for Anthony Joshua, none of these guys were getting paid what they're getting paid or have been paid thus far. He should have struck while the iron was hot. Now he's in a position of no cover, and you can see every flaw in the world. See, it's nothing new. It's always been there. It's always been there. But y'all was under the cover, some of y'all was under the cover of the smoke screen, in love with the right hand. Real boxing fans was never in love with the right hand. But those were the people that y'all was calling haters, the Andre Wards and stuff like that. When everything he said, you guys got to see. And now y'all agree, man, Wilder should just retire. Wilder's always been like that. It ain't nothing new. Has he regressed some? Of course he has. Has Malik Scott jacked him up? Of course he has. But what I told you, arrogance and ignorance. Hell, I would opt that you keep JD's over Malik Scott. You know what I'm saying? He had an Olympic coach. Turned his back on him. Got rid of him. Made him cry. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, didn't listen to him. Arrogance and ignorance. Then you hire Malik Scott and you just go completely backwards. Where do you go from here? This is why they say retire, because they don't want to see him knocked out no more, because sure enough, that's what's going to happen. And even worse than that, just like I said in my last video, his killer instinct is gone. Now he's down bad now. And then, you know, he got his whole domestic violence situation that some people wanted me to talk about. I'm not getting into boxers' personal life like that anymore. Simply because I don't care, and that's it. I just really don't care, and I honestly don't have a place for it. But if you're going to ask me to speak on it, I'm gonna put it like this. No, we can tie this in. We can tie his relationship stuff into this too. Arrogance and ignorance. It's not like people didn't tell him. It's not like he didn't know. Well, no, he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure he had people around there to tell him. Ray Charles could see how that story was going to end between him and that woman. Okay? And I'm going to put it like this. If Deontay Wilder was putting hands on her, notice it wasn't a problem with him putting hands on her till he started losing. Let me say that again. If it is true, she had no problem with Deontay Wilder putting hands on her until he started losing. You should have been gone the first time he did it, if he did it. But yet you stayed around. Why? Maybe because, I don't know, he was winning. He's on top. You know what I'm saying? He was getting that cheese. But as soon as he start to decline, as soon as he start losing, what happened? Oh, domestic violence, he's this and that. And now she don't want no parts of you no more. But everybody told you what she was. Arrogance and ignorance, not listening to the people around you, having your head stuck up in the cloud with this fake I'm a king mythological crap. And your whole career is a result of arrogance and ignorance. Not wanting to do better, not wanting to learn more. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the wrong people, getting rid of people who are about something, bringing in people who not about nothing. And they just sent you hurling backwards. Straight arrogance and ignorance. Now you have 150 something million that his fan base try to swear up and down. That Anthony Joshua didn't want to fight him, and Deontay Wilder came out himself on Instagram and say, Anthony Joshua offered me more money, but I wanted to keep my promise to you, Fury. Why? I don't believe that. That's when he was being guided by PBC. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell that those were the people that was doing it, because as soon as he became a free agent, what'd he do? He went over there with Eddie Hearn, the slave master. See, he been talking a whole lot of, it's just been a whole lot of, and the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, arrogance and ignorance or not, Deontay Wilder got over. He's made more money in his game than he was ever supposed to make. Remember, his first $1 million was Luis Ortiz. Don't forget that. Till then, he was a $100,000 heavyweight fighter. Don't forget that. So let's not forget who brought him into the millions. Anthony Joshua. So he's been able to become a champion. Otherwise, in any other era, he wouldn't be able to become no champion. Deontay Wilder's not supposed to be where he's at. And this is the guy that y'all say, it's the same thing I say about Tyson Fury. Y'all compare him to Ali. Y'all said this man hit harder than Foreman and was better than Joe Louis. Ignorance. Straight ignorant. Ain't no way in hell. I don't care what you see. I don't care who you seen him flatline. You should have never pulled your mouth to say that this man hit harder than George Foreman. Are you retarded? Now when he get in there with somebody on his level, guess what? Their right hand don't mean nothing. Everybody can step to Wilder now. Wilder's just a crash dummy. That's all he is at this point. And his fans want him to retire. I said, nah, keep going. So now you can see what people always talked about. Nobody ever disliked Wilder. We just wanted him to add to his craft. And depending on how long you've been on this channel, once again, tell me, do you remember me saying this? If Wilder put the effort in, he'd be one of the baddest heavyweights out there. I may have said it some years ago, but I've said it repeatedly. Wilder does got it. He don't need to have the best coordination in the world. He don't need that. But, well, now that his killer instinct is gone, what the hell that you can do with him? So ain't nothing left to get knocked around. But how much that you could save taxing your body if you'd have just went for the Anthony Joshua fight like you were supposed to? Hey, and who knows, bro? You might, that version of Anthony Joshua, you might have stretched him, bro. Because his mental wasn't all together. You might have stretched him, man. Just think about that. You might have. But listen to his dumbass fans. Listen to Al Heyman, PBC, the hype, this, that, and the third. This is where we at right now. But this was always going to happen. But the point is, when people was trying to ward that off, when people like Andre Ward was trying to tell you about stuff like this, y'all told him he wasn't black, kicked him out of the race, called him a hater, called him everything under the damn book. When he ain't do nothing but told you the gospel, and you ain't end up regurgitating the same thing that he end up saying once you see him get in front of Joseph Parker and Zhang. So here we are now. Arrogance and ignorance. But yet it's still, he's got more out of this situation than he was supposed to get. So if you ask me, he's a winner. I don't know how that case is going to go, but you know, he's made his money. He always said that he could retire. Wilder's good, right? but it could have been more.